Well, we're still on the bracketing end of this program. I thought we'd get it over in two, but we've got a third one to go. So here we are. We're back in bracketing. We've got everything bracketed, and we want to look at different things that you can print at this time. You can print many different things. If you've got it bracketed, you can go ahead and print ID cards. You can actually print ID cards before you have it bracketed because you can print out the alternates, in which case you'll get a weight class and it'll say alternate on it, but anything that's left in the names list are called alternates, which allows you to print out IDs for them as well. And you can print out as many coaches' IDs or managers' IDs as you want. In this case, we can get 16 per page or 9 per page, and that would be 3 by 3 or 4 by 4. Go ahead and apply to print. Of course, at this point it won't let me because I haven't selected the team. So I'm going to do one team, which allows me to go and select by abbreviation, or I could just select team number 1. And okay, it will tell me team number 1 is Adams. I could do all teams, or I could do a range of teams. So you could actually say a range of teams, and we could go from B to G, and that would show me Buchanan to Grant using the abbreviation, so I could have said 2 to 7. Anyway, we can apply that, go to the printer, and it prints out those passes. And of course, you cut them up and hand them out, and those are the passes that the wrestlers would use. That's one of the options for print. It helps to have it bracketed before you do that. It doesn't matter if you change your bracket, they'll still have an ID card. This prints out the teams and abbreviations. I can print that to the screen, so in case you're not sure what abbreviations go with what teams, there they are. And I'm going to say, no, I don't want that printed, and exit. I can also print wrestlers by team. This is a nice little box that allows you to pick up, say, one team and include alternates. You could print out just the alternates. You could have done this earlier on. If you had everything done but not seated and you wanted to print out names list, you can do that. Often we'll do that, tell the teams this is what I've got at your different weights, and they can look that over and see if there's any changes. We get the changes, we type those in, and then we go to the seating part. Or we're doing that on the computer while the coaches are seating things. You can do that one team only, and again, you can do it by number or by team abbreviation. So this would be print wrestlers from Evergreen. I want to print it to the screen, so I apply print, and here it is to the screen. I can also do that on continuous paper to the printer, which one team wouldn't do that, but you could do a range of teams, or one team per page to the printer, which we normally give out to the team after everything is seated so that they get an idea of here's all the guys and this is where they are. If there's any name changes or any grade changes, let us know. We'll do that right away. So these would be all of the names for Evergreen, and you'll notice they're doubles. Those would be where they had 2 wrestlers entered for those different weights. So you could do that for different teams. We could do that to team number 4, say okay, then go ahead and apply print. You want to print this printer again, choose one of these up here. Include alternates. There shouldn't be anybody in the box yet in the names list, so there's nothing to print there. So we exit there. That gives you names list. We can also print, we already talked about ID cards. We could print brackets. Again, here's the brackets, and we can page through those to take a look at what they look like. Go ahead and print one bracket at a time or print all the brackets. The other thing you can do is you can create HTML files for weight classes or for all the brackets. And this would actually create an HTML. I'll show you what that does. You can do this at the end of the tournament. You can do it any time during the tournament or the end of the first day. Put it on your website and people can see what's going on. Or you could do it during the tournament if you have a Wi-Fi connection. So you want to create the HTML file? Yes. And then it tells you where do you want to put it. This says all brackets, sample. That starts the name of the tournament. And you go ahead and say save. And that will save it in the particular directory you're already in. So we could also do that on a single basis so that you could update your Wi-Fi, your web server one bracket at a time as things are getting scored. Next thing we can go and print weigh-in cards. So after you've got this done, or even you could do weigh-in cards with including the alternates. And we set up weigh-in cards. So you set the weigh-in time at the start of the first day. Well, our tournament is going to start at, we're going to weigh them in at 2 p.m. So we just change that to 2 p.m. And then the second day, we're going to change that to 8 a.m. And from there, again, we can do a range of teams, one team at a time, all teams applied to the printer. This only prints, it doesn't print to the screen. And it gives you about 2 cards per page. And that's how that works. Next thing we want to look at is bout sheets. Now, bout sheets, they give you a whole bunch of different options here. You've got full page to special forms. That is the form that comes with the manual. The rest of these are all to blank paper. This is a vertical where you have wrestlers both on the top left and the top right, and then you score it going down the sheet. These are half sheets, 2 per page and 1 per page. This is the horizontal bout sheet. You specify what bout numbers you want to print. This will continue from one print to the next print, so you know exactly where you left off. If you don't want to print the buys, which is preferred, that's already clicked. If you want to print buy bout sheets just to see them, that's fine. Then you go ahead and apply this. You will not see this to the screen. You can also add info sheets for the semifinalist bouts. So when the semifinal, you're going to print the bout sheets for the semifinalists, put this, click this, but only if you're going to do these, because if it's special forms, you don't want to print that mess on top of the forms. Those of you in Oregon, where you do the conflicts, over here you can actually open this up and it will check all bouts that have conflicts for the same team wrestling each other. If you re-wrestle, it does the same thing. It'll check all those bout numbers. So before you print the bout sheets, check that. Then go back to the scoring info and the scoring screen, and it will allow you to, scoring option, and it will allow you to fix those conflicts or switch wrestlers around on the bracket. So that would be, most people don't use that, so I made this an open close. Anyway, that should take us through that part. We exit there. Those are bout sheets, different forms. We also have announcers list. Well, this I can actually print to the screen, so we can print this session, apply print. This is what you get. It's going to print this to the printer as well, and it will print the time, the appropriate time that you have from your setup. So I don't want to print this to the printer, and it'll say bout number, mat number, and then the 2 wrestlers. And on the announcers list, there's space in front of this, so you can mark off that you called them up on deck. You called them to the mat, so you can, then some people just cross out the name because they're already on the mat, and then they just follow this down the list when they use that for their announcers. Again, this session will stay there so you know what you printed last, and you can actually select sessions. And that's what's good about the session part. Exit. Then you can do a list of wrestlers by seeds. This might be handy if you wanted to see how the seeds are. So these are the seeds for that particular weight class. And we can go different. If you don't want to print that, we can go to a different weight class and we can go and apply print. And here's the 152, where you saw some buys in different places. So they didn't seed that far. Those are ways you can do that. You can also take and print that list of all weight classes of occurrence, and there's also a thing for top seed. If you're really interested in that, this actually tells you here's the top seeds, the top 6 seeds, and how many Adams had as number 1 seeds, and each team for the number of seeds that they had. So some people like to see that just before the tournament. If it's a district tournament that's seeded the couple of days before the tournament, it's kind of interesting to take a look at. You can also save all the seeded weights as a file and the chart as a file, and you could actually put that as an HTML and let people see that on the website if you'd like. That's what we can do in the bracketing menu. At this point, I think we're done.